there's a phony named John Foreigner. This foreigner guy. John... What's the guy's name? Where did I put it? I wonder if I have it. Darkness hates the light. Here it is. I didn't recognize it because because I put some poetic thing on it. The darkness hates the light. Here, and here's a quote to prove it. We are prepared to offer you $1 million a year for the rest of your life. If you agree to simply leave, he split his infinitive in proper English from this Englishman, the Supreme Court immediately. That's a quote shared by Commie Nonsense Network. I read them, my fault. The far-left foreign comedian, John Oliver, presenting our greatest and our one true justice, Clarence Thomas, with an unconventional offer of $1 million a year to resign from the so-called Supreme Court. He's the only one giving any legitimacy to the Supreme Court. Him and maybe that other guy who didn't get killed or die or whatever. Not Scalia, but Scalise? Steve Scalise? No, not Scalise. I forget. Who's the other guy? Evil John Oliver is one of the many foreigner. He has like this British accent. Last week tonight with John Oliver, something like that. He's one of many phony liberal late-night hosts, according to Commie Nonsense Network, using their spotlight to skewer the best people on the high court and the few lights in the dark place called America's political landscape. Justice Thomas, his wife Jinny Thomas, two solid people, Jinny and Justice Clarence Thomas, friends of JLP, by the way. Jinny, Ginni. I think it's short for Virginia. A white woman, a gal. She is somewhat into politics. I'm not familiar with her. But, she's just trying to do right in the country that's in a place that's so dark, evil. You are no competition for Alex Jones, LOL, says Scarecrow's Garage. Baby steps, baby, baby steps. You are 1% on Alex Jones's level. Really? 1%? You think so? You think it's 1%? I'm all excited. These psychos love to attack the law. Yeah, Trump, law and order. So you're saying there's a chance. More like 1/1,000,000th. Justice Thomas is about actual justice. As far as I've ever seen, solid guy, unshakable. Trump, he's about law and order, loves the country. There's no question. Pushing for what's right as the best any boomer can. Besides, I don't know, is Ron Paul boomer? I'm not sure. But Trump is actually successful. Ron Paul was not. Shout out to Ron Paul and his supporters. James Antonin Hake, Antonin Scalia. Antonin Scalia. He was Italian, but he was also for real justice. They found a pillow over his head, but was it like suffocation type pillow or was it up above or what? How did he die? Seemed suspicious, but don't know really. Also could have been not suspicious. So that's the darkness hating the light. Phony guy. Ha ha ha. We're prepared to offer you $1 million a year for the rest of your life. He couldn't afford that. Ha ha. Not funny. John Oliver. Lame-o. He's the guy who wears glasses. Horn-rimmed glasses or something, like dark frames and has sort of dark brown hair. Probably not a Christian. Some of those late-night hosts purport to be Christians. Did you know that? Stephen Colbert. He thinks he's a Christian, I think. Isn't that nice? But they're dumb liberals. Can you blame them? They grew up in that world. Or their job depends on them playing by the liberal false values of hating people who stand for what's right, like Thomas. And Thomas has been smeared for being friends with this billionaire guy who took him on trips and subsidized his grandsons or granddaughters or somebody, nephew, something like that, college education. Like, that's going to change how Thomas, and this guy is a man, this billionaire is a man who loves historians. Thomas isn't going to be swayed by that. He supports Thomas because he appreciates Thomas.